gastrocnemius, maybe hamstrings. It will be improved by Botox injection and physiotherapy. But gross motor 3 and 4, those have regional hypertonia. Those need rhizotomy, and this is good result. For gross motor 5, the patient actually for remove the pain, for give the pain, caregiving and sitting balance, and so that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. I have one more question about rhizotomy. You don't afraid about the installation of hypotonia after rhizotomy? Hypotonia. Hypotonia.
No, because it's highly selected. We select rootlet. We are not cutting the dorsal root. We are cutting the rootlet. We have bar criteria. This is technique. We select the dorsal root, maybe have 5 rootlet or 7 rootlets. By intraoperative monitoring, we use whose have a highly amplitude and select to cut. The bar criteria said that not more than 7% from the dorsal root.
Okay, thank you.
The result, no hypertonia when you use intraoperative neurophysiology monitoring.
We don't have much time left, so we can move to the second lecture if you... For the second one. Yes, for the research.
Research, yes.
You have a question?
Dr. Salam Langi from Benghazi, Libya. Thank you, Dr. Khalid, for your great presentation. I do agree with you that most of the research that comes from Arab world are from level 3 and 4. That's because that's a case reports or observation studies. That's because we lack the data registry, a national one. Every institute in Libya or Arab world, I think they work individually. They are not really connected to each other. So when you go and want to do like systemic review or meta-analysis or anything like that, and you want to use some of your experience that our orthopedic doctors are doing, you won't find simply. And because the research is actually individual attitude more than institutional attitude in our countries, that's because there's no real concept of research in Libya. So how do you propose to start a registry office for data collection? Like, what's your idea in Arab countries that works in it? Thank you.
Well, as you have seen in the presentation, that building data banks are important. This is the registry, of course. Well, you start small and build it up. It's how do you eat an elephant? This is a story we got when we were young. You eat it one piece at a time. So you start small and build it up. If you start your data registry of your own practice and then talk to one of your colleagues, either in the same practice in the same institute or in another institute, and then gradually, when you have a good number of cases, the others will be convinced and help you build up your registry. We have the same problems in our country, the one you have in your country. But certain specialties made it to the good registry and other specialties did not. It depends on the motivation now between you and your colleagues. The other thing is that, as we said in the end of the presentation, the research has to be multicentric. So you can build up the relationship either inside the institute, between institutes in the same city, between institutes in the same country, or between different countries. And gradually you can build up and you have good number of cases. If you have 5 cases of certain disease, and then one of your colleagues here in this meeting in the same practice, doing the same practice, have another 5 or 10 cases, you can put them together and come out with a good paper. This is 10, 15 cases, And then if you talk to a third one from a third country, then you can do even better. So it always start small and start to build it up. Do not lose the motivation and try to look for others who have the same motivation and the same thing. I know it's difficult. It cannot be built in one day, but it will definitely worth the ride. It's a tough ride, but it's worth it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Khaled. Dr. Khaled is from King Saudi Arabia, because you asked me about. Thank you so much for your nice presentation. I think now we have to end this nice session, and we go for the break now. Thank you very much for everyone attending this session.